What's going on, guys? It's your boy, YKTV, and you already know the vibes. We're here with another video. And I'll be honest, today it's probably going to be a pretty quick topic, but it's something that I really feel like we need to talk about. And it's pretty much what everybody's been talking about, what's really going on with Call of Duty and Battlefield this year. And I'll be honest, it's not really just a Call of Duty and Battlefield thing. I think it's just certain gamers. I might even say it's more so PC gamers are tired of being force-fed console-heavy games. Because if we're really looking at it, right, games that are constantly getting backlash, like recently is 2K, Call of Duty, and like all of the sports titles. And what is the backlash? They release the exact same game every single year, and every single year, all of those games outsell everybody else. They outperform everybody else. Why buy 2K every year?
Cause it's fucking fun, nigga.
It's like Call of Duty, bro. Can't answer that.
But if you really look at what that shows, does it show quality? No, it just shows quantity of market, because all of these games, they just mass market to a wide audience, and it doesn't really matter what they do, because we have to remember, and we have to be honest, console, they mostly watch videos on their console and whatever games they like about that console, and that's really it. But if you really watch PC gamers are constantly buying indie games. PC gamers are constantly on the lookout for new things, and console games are kind of limited. First of all, you're on a console, so you can only play the games that console has, and then not to mention, the only other games that you really get to see are the ones that your console decides to get into a contract with, and sometimes it's not even a permanent thing. Not to mention, with PC, you can literally always go back to whatever generation of game. On console, you are very limited. So I'm not trying to say that it's really their fault, but the main issues that are plaguing the gaming industry right now, I do think are coming from console side. And it's like I'm saying again, it's not really their fault. They're just limited. And if you're limited, you're most likely not going to be like on a heavy set gamer, right? Because most console gamers that do become serious, like really serious about the hobby of gaming, they most of the time end up upgrading to PC because they want to stream, they want to record some videos, they just want to do things on the side besides just gaming that is involved in the actual industry, right? And to get back to what I was really saying, the main issue is really a lot of gamers that just don't care. Just like the clip you just heard from my friends of them saying, I'm buying it every single year because it's fun, them already having conversations about the builds they're doing, them talking about the VC they're going to buy. Really think about that. 2K releases a $70 game every single year, and I'm pretty sure 2K has battle passes on top of you having to buy VC to buy animations. You're buying animations so you can have a better chance of making it, instead of it actually being related to a in-game mechanic, buying animations and boosting your character's points, right? Because I played 2K for like a year or two. 2K sucks. I spent so much money without realizing. 2K is horrible. It's a horrible system. It just drains your pockets. And the worst thing about it is console gamers are so limited with actual games that they could play, they don't even realize how poisoned they are. I think the only reason why this conversation is becoming so popular is because over the last few years, PC is a constantly growing market. Consoles is kind of capped out. There isn't really a new generation of consoles coming out besides the Switch 2. And everybody who's buying a Switch 2, I think, already bought one for like the next year or so. I don't really see the Switch having a big boost in sales besides Christmas or like summertime. And it's crazy to say, but the fact that everything is crossplay now, PC is getting dragged into the console ecosystem. And I think it's just that we do not want to be there. We really don't. It was the same thing with the Helldivers thing. PC bought double the copies of Helldivers than console did. So what did PlayStation want to do? They wanted to boost their numbers with the PC platform, and they try to force everybody to make a PlayStation account. I already had a PlayStation account, so I just signed in with mine. You're not getting a new user from somebody who already has one, right? But the main issue was them trying to force PC gamers to be marked as a part of their demographic, when we're really not. We're really not. How many actual PlayStation exclusive games are on PC? Spider-Man series, Uncharted series, like besides all of the old stuff, and now PlayStation is trying to have their games launch on PC at the same time. Why is that? For how many decades has PlayStation really kind of been the second Nintendo, where they are very, very protective of their titles? So what changed? I think the only thing that changes, PlayStation users capped out. Nobody who's buying a PS5 is buying a second one. And everybody who already owns a PS5, they're fine. Everybody who already owns an Xbox, I don't think they're gonna all of a sudden swap to PlayStation after how many years of the PS5 already being out and them still staying on Xbox. Those are set customers, and that is exactly why both of them, Xbox with Game Pass and pushing everything on the Microsoft Store, and then PlayStation forcing all of their games onto Steam, Epic Store, stuff like that, and then getting us to sign in with our accounts. It's the same thing, is because the console market is capped. I don't think console is growing anymore. Console market is pretty much capped, and the only new customers they're gonna be getting are like kids. I'm sorry to tell you, but now they don't buy consoles. Parents are buying consoles for them and their kids. So technically, that is one console for multiple customers. I'm not letting my kids play on my PC. I'm just gonna build them their own. I'm not gonna take the chance of letting them mess it up, right? So PC, we don't really have to worry about that, because as soon as you want somebody to play with you, they better have their own PC. They better have their own laptop. It's not something that like, oh yeah, just get it, I'll pass you the controller. Like, no, that's not how it works. So I think we're in the middle of companies trying to force us to follow the structure that they've been doing with their consoles, and it just does not work on PC. And then now the console players are essentially affecting the PC economy without being a part of it because of how casual they are, right? So a lot of the issues that PC players will have, because we are more hardcore, because we are more invested in the hobby of gaming than I would say console players are, it rubs us the wrong way. And since we have so many different games to play that we don't have to stay with the same thing, these companies are realizing, wait, what do you mean? You guys are not gonna just buy the same thing every single year? Why do we need to? There's this game that does pretty much the same thing. You have this carbon copy of the game trying to take you guys down. It's not as good, but it's good enough. And then boom, somebody comes out making a product in your own field that is better than you, because guess what we have on PC a lot of times? The developers. And I'm sorry, but indie games are kind of cooking this year. If I go on my Steam and go to recently played, like, brother, it's not even close. It's genuinely not even close. I'm playing old games a lot more than I'm playing the new stuff like Helldivers, The Finals, Rivals, Siege. Siege is the least played. I played Siege twice in the last year for a total of like an hour and a half. Schedule 1, that's an amazing pastime game, like a Sunday game if I'm just chilling. And the crazy part about it is PC gaming is just fun. And I think we're so used to just playing what we want and having fun that us being forced to get corporatized by all of these companies, it's a head-to-head clash essentially. Are the niche nerds that want gaming to stay gaming and fun, and the console are the gamers that had no choice. They were stuck on those systems. They had no choice. They had limited range in what games they could play. They were limited to, if they didn't like it, what were they gonna do? It's not like consoles really gave you much freedom to build a community. But on PC, you have Skype, you have Discord, you have any website you want to at the same time while you're gaming to have live chats with people. And I just feel like we reached a point right now where it's a head-to-head clash with people who want quality, care about quality, and then the people who don't really care about anything. They just want to play games because they're coming home from a 9 to 5. And there really is nothing wrong with that. You're coming home from a 9 to 5, you should be able to just relax. I don't understand how a system that is supposed to be for casuals is the more sweat fest, right? Because what games are the most popular on consoles right now? I would say Rivals, Call of Duty, Apex, Siege, and like the sports games. And if a story mode game comes out, they're popular for like a week, a month maximum, and then right back up to the most player only games. Because what else are you gonna do? It's not like you have a constant flow of new games coming in. It's not like you have a community to talk to or try to develop or find new things, you know, like you are extremely limited to whatever library the console you are on has. And I think it's just like we reached the point where nobody wants to deal with that anymore. It's either you give us a good game or we're just not gonna buy it. And it's so funny how it's Battlefield that is triggering this reaction on the large scale, because it was Battlefield that really set the PC ecosystem off on the vote with your wallet mentality. Because I wouldn't be on PC if it wasn't for Battlefield. I built my PC to play Battlefield 1 back in 2016. And I always wanted a PC because of Battlefield, because console Battlefield was so garbage compared to what you would be seeing on YouTube that it made you want to be here. And then it was around the same time that streaming really started blowing up, like Call of Duty streaming, watching tournaments and stuff like that on Twitch. So there was another part of it. All of these streamers, another thing too, if you look at streaming is corporatized. Every single streamer of these games, and I'm gonna name like FaceSwag. I'll be honest, I never really watched FaceSwag, but every single take he has given has been the absolute worst take that he could give for a Battlefield game. And it's not his fault, he's a Call of Duty player. They only know Call of Duty. But the main issue I have with Swag is, one, he doesn't understand Battlefield, but he wants to speak on it. And the main thing was him talking about how he's tired of these 40-year-old gamers wanting it to be a slow game, when he was talking about the movement and speed of Battlefield. And I am 26 years old. I'm tired of movements. I'm tired of having to sweat my ass off 24/7. I'm tired of constantly having to be full on tack sprinting around every corner. Oh, you need to make sure you slide cancel so you can get the movement right, so you can get the wall bounce, this and that. I don't care. Like, I had that for a solid 2-3 years playing Fortnite and playing Warzone, then Apex. Like, bro, I had enough. So many battle royales came out, one after another. Like, genuinely, I could tell you guys exactly how it went. I played H1Z1, then I played PUBG. Let me see how many hours do I have on these games. I played PUBG for a good chunk of time. Yeah, 235 hours on PUBG. Then I definitely put in over 1,000 hours into Fortnite. Like, genuinely, I played Fortnite so much. Then I got tired of Fortnite because Apex came out. Apex got another like 500 hours. Yeah, 367 hours on Apex. So like, I played these games a lot, brother. And there's probably another 1,000 hours on Modern Warfare 2019, just because of how much I played Warzone, how much I played the multiplayer. Guess what that does for 3 years straight of putting in damn near 3.5 thousand hours into one game type? You get burnt out permanently. Like, permanently. I haven't played a battle royale since this, almost 2 years ago. And I know for a fact Apex was the last battle royale I played. I know for a fact that this was the last battle royale I played, because Apex was the least played battle royale, so it was the one I could have the most fun with. And it's just, to me it really feels like gaming is dead. And I don't mean like fully gaming. Obviously, you guys saw my list of most recent played games. Like, these are my favorite games right now. TCG Card Shop Simulator, brother, 44 hours. This is a game about running a goddamn card store. I'm having more fun on this than I am on freaking Call of Duty. Like, when was the last one I played? Modern Warfare 3. And I played Black Ops 6 on Xbox. I haven't played Call of Duty since December of last year. I played 9.4 days, right? So if we did the math, I'll watch later. 9.4 times 24. Mind you, this is end game time, because that's the one thing with Call of Duty. They don't do time just with the game launched. This is end game play time, 225. This is probably my lowest play time in Call of Duty that kind of enjoyed. Years, bro, years. My old Black Ops, I remember my old Black Ops 2 stats. It was at like 55.6 days played, right? So let's do that. 13,000 hours. So from me being able to put in 13,000 hours in one Call of Duty, that's only Black Ops 2. That is only Black Ops 2. I'm putting in that much time. So if I used to be able to, like, I love Call of Duty that much. So I went from 13,000 hours to 225. And yes, of course, you know, like, now I'm a full grown adult. I have a job. I don't have time to just keep on playing the game however long I want to. But if I bring up Rivals, I think I'm at like 500-600 actual hours in Rivals. but that's only on one account, like 3. I think in total, maybe I'm at like 700 hours on all 3 accounts altogether. But the reason why I really wanted to talk about this was to just bring up the fact of how, if I'm being honest, Call of Duty, they're not wrong for saying they're not worried about Battlefield because they're too big to fail. Because technically, they are too big to fail. Call of Duty has a huge percentage of gamers that are just casual. They don't care enough to watch think pieces on what people feel like the quality of games should be. Most Call of Duty players just play games just to play games, and they don't really care to hear about it. And you know what? It's totally fine for them to be like that, because casual gamers should have a casual game that they could play after they get home from work and not feel like they have to take it seriously. And I'm not even saying that Battlefield is that type of game, because I do feel like Battlefield players are those gamers where we just want to get home and play this shooter so we can relax. But Battlefield is so much more, I would say, tactical than Call of Duty, that it slows down the game, and it does actually make it a much calmer environment than what Call of Duty has been the last few years. But Battlefield players in general are the more hardcore group of players, because I would say Battlefield players are the ones that branch out and play all types of shooters because they enjoy that genre instead of just enjoying Call of Duty. But that's all I really wanted to say. I really appreciate everybody who stopped by and watched the video. If you watched all the way to the end, let me know what you guys think about the video. If you guys think I'm wrong about anything, please let me know in the comment section. I'm always down to have conversations, and maybe I could take one of the comments and turn to another video. But again, it's YKTV, you know the vibes. Thank you again for watching.